We've talked a lot about high numbers of channel crossings, but should we just remind ourselves of what those numbers have actually been the last few years? Because you'll remember 2022, this was a record year, more than 45,000 people crossing the channel in small boats. Last number, really high figure as well, nearly 37,000. But what we've been looking at is why are more people crossing the channel on weekend days? Have a look at this. In 2022, 32% of all channel crossings on weekend, 36% the following year, and last year it was 40%. It should be 28%. Why are we seeing more people crossing the channel on the weekends? This is another way of showing it. Look here, this is where the average should be in terms of the number of people crossing per day. And look, on the weekends, way more than where that average line is. So why is this happening? Well, I've spoken to quite a few people. A few theories have been put to me. One is this about resourcing on the French side? This was a former immigration minister. They say it's frustrating that we were paying the French but weren't able to specify operational deployments. It would not surprise me if the French had fewer people at the weekend, and the people smugglers have come to realise that. Also spoke to a former senior official in the Home Office with responsibility for borders. They said strategically it suits France to have the gust with us, but they said there would probably be hundreds, thousands of people patrolling the French beaches. Very difficult to prove. I put this to the French side. Unsurprisingly, a bit of a backlash. Here's the Calais MP.
It's an easy way for the politicians to blame the other side of the channel, on both sides actually, but it's not very brave, because it's a bit coward to say that it's the other side's fault. The guys underground are working very hard during the week, during the weekends.
There is another theory. This could be basically logistics, about smuggler planning, because they're operating not just in Calais. This is a complex operation well beyond France. And as one source on the French side told me, they're relying sometimes on people to do smaller jobs like transporting boats, and perhaps those people have weekday jobs, which makes it easier to launch on the weekends. Another potential reason that was put to me is that often boats launch from what are called inland waterways, and those inland waterways are full of fishing boats on weekdays. So is it that that's the reason why they need to launch on a weekend? It could be something a little bit more logistical like that. And the last reason is this. Could there be a weather coincidence? This is leaked from the Home Office for 2024. And look at this. These are days over here in the dark that are highly likely to be a channel crossing. Down here, those days were much more likely last year to be on a weekend. It is very hard to know for sure, but those are some of the options as to why we're seeing a surge in the number of channel crossings on Saturdays and Sundays.